Good morning everybody, welcome back, and if you're new, my name is Gloria and welcome to my channel. I just took a shower, as you guys can see, and I am getting ready to start off my day. And today I wanted to show you guys how I style my hair using one of my favorite tools that I actually got last Christmas. So I've almost had it for a whole year, and it is this beauty right here, so heavy, the Dyson Airwrap. But before we get started on my hair, I will go get dolled up and put some makeup on, and I'll be right back. And voila, I'm back. So before we get started, I need to talk to you about how this just changed my life. It changed my life for good. My hair is kind of naughty at times. It's straight when it wants to be. It's curly. It's wavy when it wants to be. It all depends on how my hair decides to dry up, but most of the time it's in between, but sometimes it is straighter and other days it is wavier. It also depends on how the humidity is outside. I live in California, so there's a lot of humidity at times. And back in the days before I got the Airwrap, which was a year ago almost, I used to straighten my hair a lot with a straightener and curl it a lot and blow dry it, not really, but I used to put a lot of chemicals as well, which used to damage my hair more, and I used to get a lot of split ends, so I used to cut it every once in a while. It was harder for me to actually let it grow, and when I was back in middle school, I had to chop it off, and I had a bob, even though I didn't like it, but I had to because of the split ends and how damaged my hair was back in the days. So this just literally changed my life. I'm not gonna say I don't get split ends, because I still do get split ends, but I do have to say that I get it less often, and it's not as quickly as before, because although the Dyson does contain heat, it's not as hot as using a curler or a straightener or even a blow dryer. So in all that said, I love this especially because it is so easy to storage. On contrary with the straightener and the curler and everything, it's just, there's a lot of things going on that make it a lot more messier, I feel. But with this, you put everything inside here, and it literally, you just put it away and it's so clean, which I love. I literally love this. And let me guide you through it. It's leather, so it's super cute. The outside, the packaging, everything. And I open it, it's a little bit damaged, but it doesn't matter. There's this that comes with it, and then I don't see my wand. Oh, it's underneath. And this wand, which is key for the Dyson, is super light. The cord is actually pretty long for me. I feel it's a lot longer than some of my straighteners that I have used before, or blow dryers that I've used before. I could actually be sitting down and be watching TV or doing something else, and it's so light, lighter than an actual blow dryer, which is good. So there's the wand. I have the whole package. There's the blow dryer, which blow dries right here. It's like a little head for the blow dry, and there is this thing, this brush that it's so easy to blow dry your hair and have a final look as like if you went to a hair salon, which that is what I love. And it's so easy to use. And before, I used to not blow out my hair and do it as a blowout, because it was so hard to have, for me, in I don't know about other people, but just for me, it was hard to have the blow dryer in one hand and the brush in the other hand. But this one, I have a 2-in-1, so it's pretty easy to use. And then I have this one, which is kind of like this one. They're both the same. They both do the same for my hair. I don't know for other types of hair, but they both do the same thing. Although I feel I get a lot slick and shinier hair with this one, but I sometimes use this one. It all depends on the mood, but I mainly use this one. And then I also have the 2 barrels for this. One goes, I think this one goes this way, this one goes that way, and these are my favorite curlers barrels here. And then I have the 2 little ones, which same thing, one goes the one way, the other one goes the other way, I think like this. And I use these less often. I use these more for when I want to have my hair curlier than other days, and when I want them to last longer, because as I mentioned before, since my hair is a lot straighter and kind of wavy-ish, it's a lot harder for me to actually curl my hair and for it to stay. But they actually stay very well with these barrels. And these I kind of do as a blowout and a little bit as a curler iron, but like not so much curly. It's more like a blowout. It's cute. I like it. And these are my go-to actually when I want to do my hair some bounce and volume on top. I generally just go with this one because I just, it's easier. It's like 10 minutes and I'm done, and that's why I mainly use this one. And it also comes with this little brush that for the filter that you could clean the filter actually, and it's hard, but I haven't. And it clicks. It doesn't click. Okay, there you go. And then you just put it in here. Just put it in there, and you kind of sort of just clean it, because you have to. If the filter, it gets very dusty. And then I also clean both. I also clean this one as well. And same thing, I just go like this, and there's a lot of dust in there, so it just helps maintain the wand. And then I just clip it back, which is easier than taking it off actually. And then I'm done. So that's what my box has. It's very easy to storage, and as you see, it's very small, not that big, so there's not a lot of cables lying around everywhere, like having a strainer, a curler, a dryer, a blow dryer, of just a lot. And then so with these curlers, I feel there's more than what the pamphlet actually tells you it could do. And if I have to be honest, in the beginning, I wasn't a fan. I actually was dying to try it, and then in the beginning, it just took me a while to kind of understand how to use all of these equipment and what else the barrels could actually do for you, because I feel you could do more than what they actually promote, and that's what I like about my Dyson. But today I am just going to be using I kind of want to do a blowout. I don't want to have too much of a curly hair today or tomorrow. It kind of lasts a long time, so I don't need that many things, and it doesn't take me as long as it used to, because back then I used to kind of blow dry it a little bit or let it dry and then start off with the curling and straightening and everything else. But now I dry as I am styling. But the key here is to have your hair damped, not too wet and not too dry. If you have it too wet, it just won't grab your hair and it will just take a lot longer. And if you have it too dry, it won't stay long. So that's the key in the whole thing, to just have it a little bit damp like I have it right now. I don't have it as wet, and that's why I do my makeup. So I take a shower, then I just get dressed up, and then I kind of dry my hair with a towel a little bit, and then I do my makeup. After I do my makeup, my hair is damp, so I don't really use this one as often. Only if my hair is kind of knotty and not wanting to dry quickly, I use it. But today I feel maybe I'll just use it for like a bit. So there's a downer about this that I actually, before I get started, I have to mention. It's a bit loud, and for my taste, I just prefer it to be a little bit lower, but it is what it is. You can have it all. So let me dry my hair a little bit, and then let me dry my hair a little bit, and I'll be back. And it's dry. Actually, it's a lot drier now. Now it's as damp as I want it to be. So I start off by prepping my hair after I dry it, and I do the SGX NYX 10-in-1 leave-in treatment. It's a hair repair. It's for all hair types, but I bought it at Target, and it's a leave-in conditioner. So I just use 2 pumps, and it's enough for my hair. I don't use a lot. 2 pumps, it's more than enough for me. But I guess if you have longer hair or you feel like you need more, then use as much as you need to. I mainly do it in my the tips of my hair, because that's where the damage usually occurs and starts. And then I comb it so that it could go in thoroughly. I then use a mousse because my curls, as I mentioned, my hair, since it's straighter than straighter, wavier, whatever you want to call it, it's just very hard to get them in any kind of curl balance. So I use the Dove Curls Define Mousse. I don't use a lot, but I just use it for it to have more of a hold of the curls. And again, I bought them both, this one, the hair treatment, leave-in treatment, in Target, and this one as well at Target. I'll shake it and then this is as much, actually, let me put a little bit more. Okay. This is actually as much as I use. I don't use a lot, as you can see. And I mainly do it on right here, my roots, so that it kind of gets and stick my a lot more volume also, because that's where I suffer a lot. I really don't get a lot of volume in my hair because it's pretty much just flat. And then I continue with clipping my hair and finding my bangs. Okay. Yep, and this is how I want them. They won't be like this at the end because I actually style them different, but this will do for now. At least I just do this so that they get dry and they get the way, so it's easier for me to style them after I finish with my whole hair. And then I have to unclip and divide it into 2 sections. You could divide it in as much as you guys feel like. For me, it just is more beneficial to divide it into 2. I don't have that much hair, so I pretty much don't have to divide it into 4 sections, but that's just me. That's just my preference. And I put it up in this clip while I comb the other hair. So, done brushing my hair, and then I just do this part. And I do use some clips sometimes to hold my curls so that they kind of hold a lot longer. I know that for me it works better because, as you can see, my hair is not as curly and it's harder for me to grab curls. So I have them in my Rare Beauty bag, which I love. And let me take some out because it's easier. And let's start. And then you have to take off. And then you just let go. You have to turn it off before you actually bring the barrel out, and don't try to do it while the barrel is still on, because it will just mess up the hair. So this is the first curl. It's bouncy, a lot bouncy, but it won't stay like that, so don't worry about that. It would actually come down, and for my sake I just rather pin it up and then It is already cold though, but I'll just leave it like that for a couple minutes and then a lot better. And I'm done with this section. It's getting set up and dried up. So I'm gonna get started on this side and then I'll see you there. And I'm done with both sides. So I'm gonna show you what I do next on while this side is drying up. And I just put some hairspray on my hair on this side. I don't finish off my bangs until I have my hair completely down. That way I know what way I want them to fall or what I want to do with them. And then I just put a small amount of hairspray. I don't do a lot, and it just, I feel I do a lot less than what I used to do before. I used to put a lot of hairspray before, but now even though I do still put hairspray, I just put it on like a spritz, and then it's completely done. So I like the Paul Michel Soft Style Super Clean Light. So it's more of a natural hold, and I think I bought it on a place named Planet Beauty, and they have a website and they sell very good hair products and other essentials for bathings and other stuff. So I use the Paul Michel one, and let me spritz a little bit on this side, which is completely dry. And then I just let my pins down. I start off in the bottom, which is the ones that I started off with, and I just let this one dry up, cool down, actually not dry up, but cool down a little bit more while I am styling this side. And let's see. I have to say, it does, I know that it feels like my curls are like extremely set, but because my hair is straight, and I repeat it again, I need it for them to be this way before I actually finish my style, because if not, they won't sit. And I just brush them out with my hands. I don't do it with the brush until later on, but I brush them out a little bit like this, just so that I know where they fall. And I kind of sort of style my bangs now, which is okay. So they do want to do the middle, kind of want to do the middle, and I don't put any oils until I'm done with this side, which I'll be done soon. And so I did this section without actually doing anything else, no talking, no distractions, in literally 10-15 minutes. And so in total I usually take 30 minutes after I know my hair is completely damp, which is literally right after I do my makeup. So I usually never actually have to keep on drying it, but again, it all depends on the weather and how my hair decides to dry up that day. And so that means I take like 10-15 minutes on this one, 10-15 minutes on this side, and so a total of 30 minutes. When back in the days, I used to take a lot longer because I used to make sure my hair was completely dry that could take an hour or so, more than an hour sometimes. It all depends, because although I did do my makeup first, I had to dry my hair completely with a blow dryer, and now I don't have to do that, so that it's a lot helpful. And if I dry it, and I know that if I dry it completely out with the blow dryer, my hair just doesn't curl anymore, because it just stays slick and straight, and therefore the curls were a lot hectic to achieve, and it was a lot of more heat because of that reason. So I'm gonna spray the other side, and I put some in my eye, and and now I just comb it with my hands. And I think this is how my bangs want to be today. Yep, that's how my bangs wants to be. To finish off, I do put the serum so that it gives a little bit more of a shine. And I use the Garnier Slick and Shine Anti-Freeze Serum with argan oil and from Morocco. And I love this one. This is my daily use serum. And I literally just do one pump. I think one pump is more than enough. I don't feel... I don't know if it's based on length, but at least for me, one pump is enough. You see how shiny it is, and it's more than enough, so that you're not putting a lot of product in your hair also. Okay, so I am completely done. I'm not gonna lie, at first I was a bit disappointed with the Airwrap the first few days. Maybe because I didn't know how to use all of these tools that it came with, that I was a little bit disappointed because my hair wasn't getting enough enough volume or curls or blowout kind of way. So since I didn't know how to use it much, I think it was that reason why I was a little bit disappointed. But as time passed by, I actually managed little by little to figure out how to use each of the heads that the Airwrap came with, and it made my life a lot easier, and little by little it's getting easier and easier and faster. At first it was taking a little bit longer, but now, as I mentioned before, it just takes roughly 30 minutes to curl my hair after it's completely damped, and it's a lot faster and easier, just for me, and in my opinion, and in general. I do notice at first the curls used to just drop right instantaneously, but I have noticed that you have to let them completely, even though they have the cool button, you have to completely let it cool down in order for them to stay longer. And it's, for me, it's time consuming, and it's worth everything, because you're not carrying. You could go on a trip and maybe you could take these two barrels. I feel with one set you're fine, and maybe this one just in case you just want to strain it a little bit, and this one. in case you want to dry it. And of course, you're not going to forget your wand. And it's not a lot of space. I also bought a bag to put them away when I go on a trip, but I haven't been able to use it because of COVID hit, and then just I didn't use it. But when I bought it on Amazon, and actually let me go find it, and then so that you guys can see. Okay, so found the bag. This is the bag I was talking about, and it comes with different compartments. As you can see, it's pretty much brand new. Haven't been able to actually use it, but I have had trials where I just put the wand in here and I put some of the barrels in here. Everything fits and it's easy to storage. So for me, I think this is better than carrying the whole box because it is a little bit heavy, but with this one it's a lot lighter and easier to equip when you travel. So it was kind of $20. I will see. I did buy it like in the beginning of the last year, so I will try to see if I could find one and link the link down below in the description box. So if you want to buy it, or if you want to browse through it or find something cheaper, then I'll go for it. And so the pros on this, it saves you a lot of time, especially once you get the hang of it. It's a lot less timing. At first I used to take a little bit more, like an hour, but now I take 30 minutes to do each side. When I use a firm smoother, I usually take no more than 15 minutes in total for my whole head. And with this one, I usually take roughly 20 minutes. Doesn't take that long either. And the cons, I would have to say, I wish it would have come with bigger barrels instead of these. I heard, don't believe me, I don't know, I've seen it in other YouTube videos that longer barrels work with shorter hair as well, so might as well just put it in the package instead of these small ones. And so for me, it would have been better since I have longer hair, but I have to do it in smaller sections, so I wouldn't spend $30 more on buying two sets of one set of barrels and then another $30 for the bigger barrels. So I would just stick with that. And another con, the price, it is $549.99 with 99 cents with original price. So it is costly, but if you look at it, it comes with two sets of barrels, which is basically two curling irons that you could use as a regular curling iron, and a blow dryer, and two sets of kind of straining hair, and a brush to blow out your hair. So it is, although it is costly by pocket if you pay it out right away, but it's not really, if you actually pay attention to all the prices and all the curling irons and the strainers that you have, it is not that pricey. And you could also do it with credit, so you don't have to pay it out of pocket. I guess that's a pro. And yeah, this is actually as I mentioned before, I wasn't a fan in the beginning, and I feel most people are not fans of the Dyson in the beginning because they don't know how. I feel we're not really knowledgeable of what and how to use it. But once you get to use it often and daily, you kind of understand more and more, and you realize that you could do it in easier ways than what the manual actually tells you. So It's just the way of finding the way it works for you. For my hairstyle, for my hair type, which is a straight wavy kind of hair type, it works wonders. For people with curlier hair, I'm not 100% sure. I have tried it with my sister, and she's not a fan, but she doesn't really let me play with her hair. She does have a lot of more of a wavier, curlier hair and thicker, but she says that I pull her hair too much, so she doesn't let me play around with it. So I haven't really tried it out on her as I wished. I wish, but she doesn't let me. And she thinks that it's a little bit harder to use all of these equipments. But then again, that's just always the first impression. Don't always go with your first impression. And yeah, as you guys saw, I don't use a lot of chemicals in my hair. I pretty much stay with these 3. Sometimes I do use the hairspray, but I really don't use it all the time. It all depends. So this one sometimes, but for sure all the time, this one, my leave-in conditioner, my serum, and the mousse, which is not a lot, as you guys saw. But for other days when I use a firm smoother, I do use the Paul Michel Straight Works, which makes the hair shinier and smoother, and the Paul Michel Super Skinny Serum. And I finish it off with the Paul Michel Gloss Drop that I found on Amazon cheaper. So I do use these 3 only, and same as these, I just use 1 drop. I don't use a lot because I feel it's a lot of product when it comes out. So that's enough for my hair since it's thin. It's not that, so it doesn't hold that much chemicals. And yeah, those are all the products that I actually use now. So if you're interested in any of the products that I showed you today, I will put the link of each of the products down below in the description box, and you can do more research about them. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching.